You can't sit there, Suggs. Good morning, guys, and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back! So today I'm going to be doing a flip through of my old bullet journal and a flip through of what I have so far in my new bullet journal for 2018. We're gonna try to make this quick. I don't want to have you sitting here all day watching me flip through my journal and just talking about it. But I'm going to try my best to explain which spreads and collections worked for me and which ones didn't. So if you notice my cat is in the frame, it's fine. I'm just gonna accept it. So this is the bullet journal that I got last year in May. So it is a Lordstrom 1917 gray, the A5 dotted journal. Stop. So it's just the standard one that everyone likes, and I chose gray because I figured I wouldn't get tired of it. So let's go. So here's my first page. This just has a cute quote thing that I taped in, and then my name and my contact information. This is the index, which I found myself filling out sporadically. Like, I would go hundreds of pages without filling it out and then go back and like fill it in. But I didn't, I gave up after page, maybe not hundreds of pages, I guess, because I gave up after page 80, but anyway, it didn't have enough spaces anyway if I wanted to go much further than that. I did leave these for more index space, but I didn't end up using it, so it doesn't really matter to me. So the next page was my key page, and I didn't have to reference this very often except for to know these numbers that I wrote at the bottom, which is just how many dots up and how many dots across. And also I only used the first 4. I never used anything after that, so I just stuck with the first 4. I taped in some pretty pictures, and then I folded this because I messed up, and then so here's my future log. I started a money tracker. It didn't last very long. Yeah, it didn't last very long. And then savings goals didn't last very long. This was useful, but I didn't need it very often, but still useful. It's good to know these things that I had written on it, like the last time I got an oil change, you know. These are books that I wanted to read. I only read one of them. Oh, just kidding. I read these top 3. I just didn't write them. I read them, later. But I didn't even use this whole spread. I don't know. These are series I was watching. Didn't really use it. Didn't watch all of these, so I've modified it in my new journal, which you'll see soon. And then this is the same thing as books. It's movies that I wanted to watch. I watched most of them. And then more pictures. More pictures. A gift list and a wish list, which was helpful. The wish list was fine. The gift list was not helpful. A headache tracker and a period tracker. I only tracked 2 headaches, and I get headaches way more often than that. And I didn't track my period much at all. Bucket lists, only accomplished 3 of those things. It's fine. And then I started my first monthly spread, which ended up being a month and a half because I was still in the middle of May, but it's fine. So my monthly spread, I tried it this way first. That didn't really work for me. I tried a habit tracker, but again, it was a month and a half, so it kind of looks a little crazy. And then some daily pages. Here's some birthdays. I liked doing this. Some gratitude. I didn't fill in all of it, but a sleep log. Didn't use it all the way through. A mood tracker, didn't use it all the way through. Pen colors, that one was useful. YouTube and blog tracker. Video idea tracker, this was useful. Master task list, it was useful at the time, but then I never went back to it. I left a blank page for more master tasks, and I ended up putting shapes on it at some point. This was a weekly spread. I did the Dutch door thing where you like cut half the page out, which I found to be very wasteful because first of all I didn't need this much space for each day, and also I didn't get to use the top half of each of these pages, so I just thought it was kind of wasteful. And then here was my Washington DC notes, and my DC video schedule because I had to pre-film for all of that because I wasn't going to have time to film in DC because it was for school. And then I did some weekly pages and daily pages. More dailies, more weeklies. Excuse me. And then here's a little blurb about my DC trip, which I really had so much fun on. And then this is when I got back. I had a lot of things that I wanted to do, so I did, yeah. I had it one whole page for, oh, that is a week. Just kidding, I thought it was one day. And then I did this nice drawing, and then here's my VBS tracker, Vacation Bible School. It was useful. And then, oh, here's one day. That was a busy day. And then it was fireworks season, so I tracked my hours, and I had some notes on the side, things I needed to write down while I was at work. My July plan with me that literally has hair in it. That's you, isn't it? I just did a, what is this? A calendar, and then some favorites, events, and a posting tracker for like YouTube, blog, Instagram. I didn't keep up with it because I didn't post on anything except for YouTube and Instagram, but it's fine. And then here's the video schedule that I started, which I really, really like, and you'll see later that I've continued to use this method of scheduling. And then some daily pages. Here's a what I'm waiting for thing, which is really, it was useful at the time, but I also never went back and said that they were coming. And then a weight tracker thing. And then a 21-day challenge that I literally did 0 days of. I took so much time writing it out that I just didn't do any of it. It's fine. And then I did my ideal summer day, which I never do any of this, so that's good. And then here are some notes on a video that I watched. And then a video planning page. Here is a week in July. It was the week between me visiting my roommate Rachel and then going to Florida. So I had some things to do that week. And I also made a packing list over here for Florida. Some daily pages. Here was the week in Florida. I obviously didn't use it. I just left it there just in case I needed it. And then I was also going back to school the next month, so I planned out some pages there. And then these were the pages that I planned, which I never looked at ever. They're pretty though. Here's my semester at a glance. Never once looked at it, not a single time. So the previous semester I had used an assignment list tracker thing separately, so I thought it would be good to use it in my bullet journal, and I literally did not use that this semester, but it's fine. And there was more pages for that. You saw this. I created it as my first plan with me. I'm still really proud of it. I drew that by hand. Wow, I'm so proud. That's my monthly, and then some post trackers, tasks I needed to do. Here's a weekly, task notes, daily pages. Here was my attempt at trying to convince myself to write a bunch to try to finish my novel. It didn't work, literally the same amount for days in a row, and then I just gave up, you know, as one does. Here was a blog plan, except I never wrote any of these posts and I never uploaded them. A weekly and some dailies. More dailies, more dailies. So it was time to go back to school, so I wrote my packing list and my to-do list and my to-buy list and my grocery list for my dorm. And this was super helpful. I had this open the whole time I was moving in. And then a weekly, here's my August budget. Dailies, 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 and September. And it gets pretty repetitive after this. We have a monthly that I never used. I tried to do some weeklies that month, but they weren't used very often. I wrote in them in pencil and never turned back to them. And then my budget, and then into dailies. Oh, this is when my room flooded the first time. So, September 2nd. Dailies, 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 October, monthly, budget, habit tracker. I love this habit tracker. This is the way that I habit track now. It's what works best for me, so. And then whatever series I'm watching, that's how I track it, is in the monthly, because it's just easier to have it closer instead of like all the way at the beginning, like before, you know. So I was watching the Death Note series. It's really good, by the way. Dailies, 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 my birthday, dailies, Video plan, then I didn't plan that one. It's fine. Dailies, 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 dailies. November. Monthly budget that I didn't fill out. Habit tracker, what I was doing at the time. Dailies, 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 dailies. I tried to redo my blog again. Literally wrote none of these. December. Monthly budget. Habit tracker that I never did. Challenge tracker that I never did. A gift list that I never filled out. A winter break to-do list that I never filled out. I did sleep, so I guess I could check that off. Dailies, a package drop-off receipt. Dailies. This was me planning my countdown to 2018 that just finished up last week. I did miss the last 2 upload days because they were supposed to be this video separated into 2 videos, but it is what it is. It's fine. More dailies, and then another fireworks season. I worked a lot. It was very cold. And then after that, I just kind of used these pages randomly. Like, there's a video ideas list, a practice week because I wanted to try something different, a practice month. Here's some measurements that make no sense unless at the time. I tore out a page here, and then blank, a TBR, and then I used these back pages for different things. So this was me planning my Bible study with my Bible study leader, or my Bible study co-leader, sorry, my overall budget for the semester. This is the video planning that I was talking about. This is the method that I still use. There's the countdown to 2018. And then a blank page. The next page is my password, so I'm going to skip it. And then planning my classes this coming semester. And planning my next bullet journal. Back here I have I have no idea what I have in here. But I'll go through it another time. So, that was my whole previous bullet journal. Now we will move into my new bullet journal that I just so happened to get to start around the new year. I got the Leuchtturm 1917 again, but this time I got the bullet journal edition. They did a collab, so this one has 3 strings instead of just 2, and it has bullet journal across the front. And it also had some instructions, but I tore those out because I don't follow the rules, but yeah, no, whatever. I've already set it up. I didn't set it up on camera. I actually set it up over the course of several days, and that's because I was working last week. I did the countdown to 2018 videos all in advance because it was fireworks week and I work long hours that week, or those weeks of the year, but I did it whenever I got home, just a couple pages each night, so I didn't like to sit down and do all of it. So I'll just flip through it now and explain why I chose to do this the way that I did. I covered up the key that they already had in there for me with these cats because I love cats, and I wrote my own key. Not that I needed to know them because I like know what it is. And then again, my name, and then my contact info, and then a cute dog. And then this is me covering up some instructions. By the way, I found all of these photos on Pinterest, and I will link that board down below if you want to use any of them. And these are not my pictures, I just printed them offline. Yeah, this was me covering up some instructions that I didn't need, but I thought it was nice. It says she waits. And then the index, I left this in there and I started filling it out just because I know that I'm going to give it up. Okay. I know that I'm going to give it up because it doesn't really matter to me, but anyways. I did cover up the last page with a print out 2018 year at a glance. I wanted my bullet journal to have like watercolor in it, but I didn't want the pages to be all crinkly, so I didn't want to like watercolor like directly on the pages. So maybe one day I'll watercolor my own stuff, but for now I just printed it off the internet. So this is just a 2018 year at a glance with some watercolor and taped in, and it has some washi to make it pretty. So this page looks really confusing. I know, it isn't, I promise. It's my 2018 Calendex, and I did the entire year, and it makes sense to me, and it also has a corresponding next page to where I write down each of the days and what it means and like when, who, and if it has happened or not. Which if you want me to go into like in a video in detail about like what this is, how I read it, and what it means, I can totally do that. I wouldn't mind making a video like that. It would be my honor. I would be honored, you know. The next page is the start of my video schedule. Oh, I forgot to write video on all these pages. It's fine. I know what it is. For now, we just have my January videos, February, and it goes literally all the way to December, because that's how I plan my videos now, is several months in advance. And I just wanted the whole year, I just wanted the whole year right at the beginning. And I marked it with this red washi so that I can flip to it pretty easy when I get further into the journal. And I use these pages a lot, or at least I did in the other bullet journal, as you saw in the flip through. So the next page is my class planning page, spread, whatever. I haven't written out this part, I still need to, but this is just my options of what I can take for school. It's more for me than for prettiness. I'm planning on going to England to study abroad, and so this is just my information for the like application and stuff. Here's my spring and fall semesters. This is my spring schedule, and then my fall schedule I will write there when it becomes fall. And this is the same car maintenance thing that you saw in the other bullet journal, just keeping up with those days. It's pretty simple. I added a cute car, mostly to cover a mistake, but also to make it cute, you know. This is my Goodreads 2018 challenge. I put in the Goodreads app 36 books because that's my goal, as you saw in the video earlier this week, but I left space all the way up to 50 because I'm hoping to surpass my goal, you know. So basically I just write the title and then the amount of stars, and I did these lines to make it more easier to read, and I did this cute little, there's another printout on Pinterest. The next page is the same thing that failed in the other journal, but it's for the whole year, so I'm going to do however many words I write each month. So my goal is 100,000 words, as I talk about in my writing video, and then I wrote this inspirational thing there, which is partially my own thoughts and partially I got them from something else. So this page, I decided that my word of the year for my spiritual life is delight, because I would like to delight in the Lord, as Psalms 37:10 says. I think that's the verse. It's going to be embarrassing if it's not. But I also want to read the whole Bible this year, and I meant to cover this up with some washi, but I didn't. But it's okay. So this is just 1 through 39 and then 1 through 27 for each of the books of the Bible. And when I finish it, I'm going to exit out, just like my habit tracker in the last bullet journal, which you'll also see later. So, yes. I'm on Genesis 22 right now. And then this is my YouTube spread page. So right now all I have is a subscriber tracker, which I just hit 80 subscribers yesterday, I think, which I thank you guys so much. And I'm hoping to hit 100 soon, and then maybe even get all the way up to 600 by December, and that would be honestly so amazing if that could actually happen. But that's all I'm tracking for YouTube right now, but I did leave a 2-page spread just in case. I did tear out a page here, but I don't think it was related to this. Yes, so I have a 2-page spread to do YouTube things. And now we're to our first monthly. So I decided that the theme for the month of January in my new bullet journal was going to be like travel, wanderlust, the globe, and it mostly has to do with this washi that I have that I really like. It's basically a globe with like a gold stand and like green and blue. That's what these are. I found this on Pinterest, and so that's just my cover page, and then January and the calendar. I did a new type of monthly log, which is the traditional one, but I broke it up into all day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and I already filled out some of this stuff. I have another calendar at the top. I meant to highlight the week I was on, but it's fine. And then I have some goals down the side, which has to do with my overall yearly goals, and I just decorated it with these same colors. And I also have this washi tape which says life is an adventure, which I love, and it's great. And again, I highlighted it just to make it easier to read, and I went ahead and I went ahead and wrote in all the things that I have so far. So this next page is my habit tracker. You've seen it before. I only track 3 things at a time because it just makes it easier for me. So I'm tracking quiet time, 200 words, and content creation. I want to do quiet time every day. I want to write 200 words every day because that'll help me reach 100,000 by the end of the year. And then content creation is just working on YouTube or my blog or something like that. And then series I'm watching, I put it in the monthly as I said before because it just works better for me that way. I finished the series called Godless on Netflix and it's really good and I could do a whole review on it if you guys would like, but I didn't plan on it. But if you want me to, just leave a comment down below. And then I plan on watching Riverdale next and I'm super excited to watch that. And then we're into the daily pages. So I guess that's all that I have on my bullet journal so far. I do have passwords in the back, but obviously I'm not going to show that to you. That's all that I have of my bullet journal so far. So I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe so you can join my family. Hit the little bell to get notified whenever I post a video so you won't miss it. And that's it. So have a great morning, and if I don't see you later, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Here's my Goodreads 2018 challenge. I want to read 36 books, but I wrote, excuse me. Boop, 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 boop. I'm filming a video. Ow! Stop.